Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea. Flash! We have an unconfirmed report. Unconfirmed, I repeat, from Chris Miller of NOAA. Summer is not over. And this is Viewpoint, a program of personalities, politicians, and perspectives. And there's your perspective for the day. Summer is not over. Hey.
I don't think it's here. That little brief thing there that kind of was fleeting. If you slept too late one morning, you missed it.
We sure
it's chilly
went
this
through
morning.
That
but
anyway.
It gives me an opportunity to gripe 365 days a year. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too windy, it's too wet, too dry.
Has been windy.
I don't know.
But the golfers certainly been cheated out of some days, and you know you pay so much to play for the year, and each day you don't get to pay gets more expensive every day.
Well,
so that's kind of the way it goes.
Well, thank goodness I don't golf.
Kudos. Right up to just a few miles off my right shoulder here, a mile maybe, the Atlanta Library is going to have a big reopening, grand reopening, May the 22nd, I believe, James. I think I'm correct about that. Starts at 1 o'clock. I'd urge you folks to check the date, make sure I'm right about that. And it would be a nice thing to have some of the folks in the community show up and support for that. Great thing they've done up there in that library, and we certainly take our hats off to them.
They work so hard.
Oh, yeah. And kind of an aside kudo, Judith K. I kind of feel that maybe it would be appropriate if we kind of commented about the good folks over in the Chestnut area, as Billy Randolph used to say, Chetnut, for gathering together and supporting and encouraging our newest naturalized citizen, Mr. Cesar Andrade. I hope I'm correct in that pronunciation. I know Cesar is right.
Nice man.
Oh, yeah, that's very nice. Anyway, speaking of nice people, we've got a pair here. Why don't you introduce
them? Yeah, they are
We got some important
They are here. There they are. Yes, it's Marcia, Greenslate, Roy Logan, and we're very happy to have them with us. They, of course, have the Lincoln Park District, and I guess let's just address the elephant in the room.
Point of order.
What?
The taxpayers have the Lincoln Park District. Marcia and they don't have.
Well, they babysit it for us.
Yeah, they babysit it for us. They do a doggone good job of it, too.
Yes. Let's just address the elephant in the room here. Let's just talk. Oh, you betcha. Let's just talk about the pool.
Careful where you step.
Yeah, everybody's going to want to know about the pool. So what's the program and what is the timetable on that? Sometime in 2018.
No, we're really quite excited this year. I know last year we were probably up here saying, yes, we're going to have a pool for the summer of 2014, and clearly that's not happening.
Yeah, right.
We ran into some problems with the bidding process. Bids came in too high the first time we bid it, put it out again. We are good to go. Had our pre-construction meeting a few days ago, and just a couple days ago, the contractors came out and started putting up the fencing for the barrier that will go around the staging area in the pool.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. I went out and just putting that fence up, it was like a euphoric state I was in because it was so nice to see something.
Progress of some sort. However.
So the contractors are confident that they're going to be done way ahead of schedule. So I feel very confident saying we will have a pool next summer.
Next summer it'll be the day. Okay, good deal. Glad to hear it. And I know the world will be glad to hear it. I'm glad you found somebody to do it, and I hope they do everything perfectly well and you're perfectly satisfied. May there be no glitches, please God.
I would second that prayer.
And I can assure you there will be. If you're going to have a construction project, there's going to be a glitch somewhere along the line. Well,
anybody involved in construction projects knows they never go as planned, and that's just part of the game.
Tell me, we didn't have to put up yards and yards and miles of black plastic like they do in every construction site. I think some legislator way back, or a few years back, had an end with people make black plastic and got that law enacted so that they have to wrap every construction site in black plastic.
I hope it's not the same outfit that designed those Abraham Lincoln commercials that you see on television for tourism in Illinois. Have you seen them? Quite a treat. It's a little caricature of Abraham Lincoln, and he goes from site to site in the state of Illinois and grunts at each site. I don't get it.
Okay,
They're rather obscure, aren't they? They don't tell you where the sites are either.
Oh no, well they're in Chicago. There's just been like a couple downstate.
Oh, that's fair.
Since his daughter puts it best, sometimes you just can't fix stupid.
well,
True.
it is terminal. That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's
There's no
right.
cure.
There is that to be said.
I do want to point out, though, about the project for those people who use the sports center, like yourself, Bill. We ask that you come in the south driveway, the gravel driveway, because the other will be blocked off. You will not be able to get back there. So if you need to go to the sports center, that's where we're going to direct you to go.
Well, we all, that's what barricades for, and there's certainly people come in there, if they're halfway smart, they don't know that they have to go around another way.
Not going to touch that one either.
So, are you happy with the final plans? Have you had to make any amendments or changes that you really would prefer not to have made?
Not really. We've not changed anything, I think, that would be apparent to anyone who uses the pool. We've maybe downgraded the fencing a little bit, and maybe it's not quite as aesthetic and decorative as we would have liked. But for the most part, we've stuck with the plan. We've tweaked it just a little bit, and we're really pleased with it.
Good for you. Well, let's get on with the rest of the business. So we won't swim there this summer, but there's plenty other things to do.
Yeah, this is a full catalog you have.
It sure is. And right on page 1, you've got a picture of Nathan Turner, who was such a dear kid.
Yes.
He was just the loveliest kid, smart as a
and
whip.
he was a kid and smart.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
yeah, and he's got a little boy that looks exactly like him. It's just a short Nathan Turner, cute little boy. And you're having your Nathan Turner Memorial Fishing Tournament again. That's pretty well attended, isn't it?
It is, and it turns into a real family event, and we encourage that.
Of course.
And we kick that off with the fishing clinic, and Herb Dreyer with Department of Natural Resources comes in on Tuesday night, June 3rd. And he's going to teach the young people how to fish and what kind of bait to use and what size hooks to use. And there's prizes and giveaways, and it's free. Both events are free. And then the DARE program, Chief Greenslate, he underwrites the costs for the actual fishing itself.
Great.
So, and there's all kinds of prizes, and just biggest fish, smallest fish.
Teach a man to fish and he can eat for a lifetime, right?
I note in reading that our Chief Greenslate, somebody we might all know, some better than others, is going to be cooking hot dogs.
There you go.
And providing sodas to the fishermen and their families. Now, can you locate Hickory Lane Campground for the folks in the air?
That's up here in this wonderful little town of Atlanta.
Yes.
Instead of take the Atlanta exit, instead of turning left and coming into town, turn right, and just follow your nose. And there's large signage.
In my case, that not be an easy, much of a problem. But
I'll just dance around that one too.
We didn't know there were so many things we couldn't talk about, did we?
So that is going to that's coming up here on
June
The 3rd of
Saturday.
June.
Is
of
the
June.
day we
I
fish.
couldn't read it.
June 7th.
So that's very
The
nice to have
clinic is
that.
the 3rd.
Right.
Tuesday the 3rd at 6:30, and then the Derby is on the 7th, Saturday, from 9 to noon.
Yeah, we don't start very early. The fish sleep in up here.
Do they?
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that rule, but it's very, very nice rule.
Well, it was years of observation, and we realized
I'd
that.
sleep in myself if I could.
Let's before we leave that page 3, Judith. Let's talk about the kids and their cartoons, syndicated cartooning and so forth. Mrs. Larson, Julie Larson, local gal here, who does the dinette set, which I think is funny as heck, but a lot of people think they can't figure it out.
Well,
It's a blue collar.
you have to understand the tongue-in-cheek humor there.
That's right. It's tongue in cheek. That's exactly right. That's it. But anyway, tell us about that course that she's going to help with youngsters.
Well, Julie is a nationally syndicated cartoonist, and I'm just really excited to say that Lincoln Park District in Small Town USA has that to offer. And I'd send my kids just to say they hung out with her.
Uh-huh.
She's very talented, very gifted, very intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
And she's going to take these kids and their idea of a superhero and teach them how to put that onto paper and make a storyline. And what I love about the Midwest is that one year we had one little guy that did it, and his superhero was in the ag industry.
Sure,
And he was saving combines.
Okay. All right.
You know, And I'm
Makes
like,
sense to me.
Yeah, you're going to find that in Chicago.
Not so much.
There you go. But she does that for 3 days, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And it's in the morning. It's about an hour and a half each day. And you don't hear a peep out of it. So everything's supplied. All you got to come in with is an imagination.
Well, some of those kids are really talented when it comes to drawing cartoon characters. It's their thing. I think that's such a gift. How nice.
I know. I never got beyond Stickman myself.
Well, you and I must have gone to different schools together.
There you go.
Okay, then we come up on the next page is golf lessons. Let's talk about that just a little bit. That will be, you got a good guy in charge of that, Jeff Nelson.
Oh, yes.
He sure knows something about that.
Yes. We're excited to have Jeff on board.
And a great guy to boot. Tell us a little bit about that golf lesson problem and their experience.
Well, we start out on the driving range. We're going to take young people, ages 8 or 9 and up, through adults. And we try to give them just the total experience in 5 days. We'll spend 4 days on the range and hitting balls, and it's group instruction, but Jeff will stand behind each person and give them pointers and the how-tos. And then on the 5th day, we go over to Four Willows in Mason City. And the people over there are just really good to us. And they'll do a little cookout thing, and they'll play 9 holes of golf, and Jeff will be there and lead them through the course. And then at the end, we do the hot dogs, and we eat a lot of hot dogs in the Park District, don't we, Marcia?
We're a good supporter of hot dogs.
What do you got, an interest in it?
No wonder I swear them off the other 9 months of the year. But it gives young people and even adults who have not had a golf experience the total experience of what you're going to encounter if you went on the corporate outing. Etiquette is covered. The game itself is covered. Rules. It's an intensive 5 days.
We should mention, by the way, I think, Roy and Marcia, that that range is for use by adults in the area, or out of the area if they would come in and buy a bucket of balls and so forth. Go out there and hone their skills. Easy. It's a nice range. Plenty long for me. So it's a nice experience to go out there and the bucket of balls there at the entrance to the exercise area.
It's a good way to spend an evening, or just while away an hour or two in the afternoon.
Yeah,
we find it to be very good for our stress levels and frustration.
Well, and the thing, T-ball is wonderful, youth football is great, but there is life after baseball and football, and golf can carry you for the rest of the way.
Yes. Golf and tennis are actually lifelong sports.
Well, look at my buddy here, Bill.
You should look, I can't.
He golfs and golfs and golfs, and he had his 39th birthday already.
So soon.
Who would have guessed?
Plus 13 or so.
Plus 13 or so.
Now, we're going to have a fundraiser of some sort here, drive-through chicken dinner. Tell us about that.
Go ahead, Mars.
Well, the 4th of July is a big holiday for us out at the Park District and for the community as well. And for the past few years, the Park District has underwritten that sponsorship totally as far as providing for the fireworks. And they are expensive. We're fortunate to have a fireworks company right here in our area in Lincoln, and they do so much for us. I think the fireworks we had last year were just probably the best we've ever had, but they make us a good deal, and they work with us on that. But we could use some money, so we try to raise money through a chicken dinner, and that's always held the Friday before the 4th. And since the 4th is on a Friday this year, we're a week ahead. We have it out at the Legion. You drive through. pick up your chicken dinner, which is prepared by the Sons of the American Legion out there. It's a great chicken meal. Tickets are $8. We have those available out of the Park District, or you can get those from any youngster who plays softball or baseball this summer. So tickets are available, and we encourage everybody to come because it's really our only source of revenue outside of our regular budget for that amount, and we could certainly use the help with that. Or if you'd like to just make a donation for the fireworks, we take those as well.
That would be nice to have once in a while. I suspect that the expense of fireworks displays has just gone up exponentially. It's just with the cost of the explosives and so forth. And where do we get these from? Somewhere over in Indiana or Danville?
We get those locally. It's
S&M?
It used to be S&N. The Sons have taken over now, and I apologize to them for not
DCV
important. Or whatever. It's the Vineyard family right here in Lincoln.
Oh,
and they provided our fireworks for years and years and years. They do a great job. And like I said, I know they give us a lot more fireworks than we pay for. So it's a really super opportunity for us.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go into the next thing on your catalog, boy, you really have done a great job of planning ahead and put out this nice brochure so that we know what's going on out there to our Lincoln Recreation Association. But first and foremost, we'll, with Mr. Ash's assistance, we'll take a commercial break. Right, back live in the air. The program is Viewpoint. My co-host is Judith K. Busby. I'm just known as the geezer around this place. Our guests today are Roy Logan and Marcia Greenslate, representing their Lincoln Recreational District. Do a great job out there. We've just got a lot of things on the ball. If you were a juggler, I don't think you can make it because there's too many balls in the air all the time. There's got a lot of things going. I know everybody's been anxious to know about the pool. We covered that. Just keep your beach towel ready, folks. It'll be ready in 2015 rather than 14. Construction projects like that sometimes just don't go as well as they should, and it'll be well worth it. There's going to be a gorgeous pool out there. Now, moving on, the program that this nice brochure, Hunter Education Course. Who takes the ball on that and reports on that?
We're the host for that, and there's another organization that comes in. They underwrite the cost, and they have their own instructors, and they offer the materials. It's a 2-day thing, and you have to attend on Friday night, and you have to attend on Saturday as well. You need a valid Social Security number, and it's mandated by the state of Illinois. And you've got to have the certificate in order to get a hunting license.
Well, that's nice.
That is one of the laws that I could really jump on board with. That's just almost axiomatic that you have to have that certificate before you can get a license.
And we've partnered with them for quite a number of years. And it's gone well. It's something that we do all the time, so it's not foreign waters for us, is we register people for programs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a very good partnership, and it's a program that we believe in strongly. And it's a lot of safety. It's a lot about the laws, and you come away with a new awareness.
There are lots of kids who go hunting with their dad, boys and girls alike.
Yes.
And if they think they're going to do that, they better sign up for this. And
we would encourage
them. It's coming right up here in a couple.
It's always capacity. It's a
couple of weeks.
So
May the 30th and the 31st.
Correct.
That's right around the corner.
It is.
So, folks, if you're interested, get your names in the pot out there.
Yeah, and it's filling up. And I'll tell you what, they're hard to find. We have had people come up here from Jacksonville and overnight it.
Is that right?
Yes.
For this course.
Yes.
Now, isn't that interesting? When you have to have that, you'd think that it would be available readily. But I was wrong, wasn't I?
Well, you need a sponsorship, and then they offered a snack on Friday night. There's a sack lunch on Saturday. Mm-hmm. There's a lot involved, and it takes a number of guys and gals that volunteer to make this happen.
Right. Well, and thank goodness it's going to happen. So that'll be the 30th and 31st. It's free, and you have to have it if you think you're going to go hunting. If you were born after January 1st of 1980. Now, if you were born after January 1st of 1980, you could be quite an adult. Childhood could be long behind you.
Looking at that in the rearview mirror, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, moving down the age spectrum, we know here that you have the T-ball program for the little folks, 2nd grade. That's coming up in June. So who takes the baton on that and tells us about your T-ball program?
Austin Kirby and Christian Van Hook. They're our coaches, and they do a good job with those young people. If you're there's no such thing as a bad day at T-ball. You could be having the worst day in the world in your office, and you just go to a T-ball game for 10 minutes. We're just real happy anytime the little guys and girls just face the right direction, you know. And
now who are your volunteers in that again? Christian Van Hook and
Austin Kirby.
Well, that's nice. That's really great. And thanks to those young men for giving of their time on that.
Well, they're old high school athletes. They're both college kids now. And,
yes.
You know, they're a part of our summer and have been for a couple years.
Well, that is great. You know, my kids weren't involved in T-ball, but the youth soccer program, I know what you're talking about. Those little kids are out there for athletics, but if a butterfly goes by, you can kind of just forget about the ball for a minute and follow it, you know. They are so dear, aren't they?
And you know, the thing of it is, they do get better. You know, the first day, everybody's kind of just
milling around.
Yeah,
That's
there you
sixes
go.
and sevens.
Like puppies in a box or something, you know?
If a ball does make it to the outfield or whatever, you got 9 kids all going that direction. You know, they're all going after the ball.
And June will go by before we know it, unfortunately. That's kind of the way things go anymore, particularly you get long into the tooth. And first thing you know, we're going to have July, which brings up, obviously, July the 4th. And that's always a big thing out there at the rec. So take that and run with it, Marcia.
July 4th is a fun day for us, and we've done it forever. But we start off with a parade. It's a children's walking parade. And last year was, I think, probably the best we've ever had. The numbers were awesome, but we meet downtown at Scully Park, and kids can walk, they can ride their bikes, their trikes, their moms can pull them in their wagons, they can
dress
be
their
on
dog,
scooters,
too.
all decorated, bring their dogs. It's just an awesome fun thing, and we encourage everybody to come out and watch that. We walk down Wyatt, and it's just the coolest thing to
well, you and I could go as Ma and Pa Kettle and take Murphy and Angel.
I think that'd be swell.
There you go. See, put them down.
You signed up.
Yeah, but we have a lot of fun with that, and the kids have a lot of fun with that. And then once we get out to the Park District, we have a little award ceremony for the kids. We do award to the winners, and we follow that with a water fight with the police or the fire department, and the mayor and the chief of the police. They usually take part of that too, so they get plenty wet. The kids like to get them wet, but it's the fire department with their hoses against the kids and the chief and the mayor with their water balloons. So it's really not a fair fight, but it's a lot of fun, and
you stack the deck.
We do. It's the fire department loves it, and everybody has a great time. Then later on in the day, of course, in the evening at dusk, we'll have our fireworks, and we have a DJ going out there at that time, and it's just an awesome event. So we encourage everybody to spend a part of their 4th with us.
Very good. Very good. This is new, I think, this sewing instruction. Is that new?
This is our first year to have done that.
Well, I think that matters. You know, my 2 daughters each got from their grandmothers a sewing machine, and Cass brought me her mending. And I said, well, you've got a machine. She said, I don't even know how to lace it. Well, I mean, if you're at the level where you think you lace a sewing machine, you got to believe you need more help. And you don't get any younger, you know? This is good. I really like this idea. Who's teaching it?
Quilters at Heart.
Good deal.
Yes, and we're excited as all heck about it, and it's the first year we've done it. They're going to make a mug rug.
Pardon?
A mug rug. We call them mug. as in coffee mug.
Oh,
We called them coasters.
oh, there we go. Thank you.
Oh,
You know,
See,
That.
the mug rug got you interested, though, didn't
Okay.
it?
It did.
that's what we said to hook. We're teaching you that in the fishing clinic.
There you go. There you go.
pass me the mug rug, please. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
That'll be a make and take project. It's very inexpensive, and it's just going to basically cover the costs. And you show up. The machines will be provided, and of course, you know, we got limited number of young people at a time, but there's a possibility of 2 offerings on the same morning. But again, you need to pre-register.
Well, I know some of those quilters. They're absolutely lovely people, and I applaud the idea of
Yeah, just the
offering
concept.
this. Really, will the machines be pre-laced, or do you have to lace your own?
They're going to teach you that.
That's right.
And the names of the parts, too.
See, now
You know,
that matters. That's
Seriously, I wonder how many youngsters today, boy, I think this is a real naive question, are being taught by their mothers how to sew on a button or thread a needle. Pretty basic, but I was
say
a
that would be a
beneficiary of
minimum
a
amount,
smart
though.
mother, and I was taught that early. But vouchsafe to say that there's not much of that going on out there.
No.
It's a basic, you know, it's a kind of a basic skill.
And you're not finding that nowadays. You know, my mother had 3 boys, and she trained Gloria Steinem. You know, the woman's liver. You know, there was no
Yes,
such
she
thing.
was. Bless her heart.
You know, there was no such thing as women's work and men's work. There was work.
That's right.
Yeah,
And you got
period.
it done, and then we all played.
Yeah.
That's
You know.
perfectly good. Buzz was one of 9 kids, and if you came to my mother-in-law and said, the button's off my shirt, she'd say, then put a button on your shirt, whether you were a boy or girl.
Right.
You know, and it's not a painful thing to do. There's no reason boys can't do that.
Oh, it's painful if you don't know about that thimble trick there, Judy. Let me tell you. Some things I self-learned.
Thimble. For our people out there who's asked, what in the world's a thimble?
Really, yeah.
That's fact. Anyway,
Well, I like that idea. And you've got an art camp going. That's a nice thing.
Jody Phillips does those with us. She's a local artist. She's a part of the Pride of the Prairie show, and her works are displayed in a number of places. And I'm anxious to see what it's going to be, because it's not going to be your popsicle stick stuff. She's going to do some really neat things, and we're not going to go too far beyond that, because I'm not sure that she's got it nailed down yet what she wants, and she kind of tailors it to the number of kids and the ages.
Well, and you've got 3 groupings, kindergarten to 2nd grade, 3rd to 8th, and then high school. So, you know, it's obvious that a kid in kindergarten can't do what a kid who's a senior in high school can
Right,
do.
and they're all age appropriate,
Yeah.
and it's fun stuff.
Now, another new thing is horseback riding.
Yes, we're at another stable this summer. We're looking forward to working with Rita. We're about 15 minutes from Lincoln, and we're in Midland City on our way to Clinton.
are you going to teach dressage?
Teach what?
Are you-
I'd like to not.
have to teach Roy dressage.
First, we'll start with the spelling test.
Well, we're needing the grading curve, I'm telling you. But
We'll be doing the Google search when we get back to work.
it is appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is.
But we're going to offer 3 different sessions. There are 4 nights, an hour and a half each class.
Really?
And on Monday night of each week, if you're unsure of where to go, you can meet us at the Park District parking lot, the administration building there in the front. I'll take you over, and we'll get you started. And I've been to Rita's farm a couple of times. It's an outdoor arena. You know, there's no indoor facility. There is a barn, and perhaps if we get in the evening where there's sprinkles and it forces us in, we're going to learn about horse care, and we're going to learn about stalls and and what it takes to maintain a horse. But it's going to be a whole lot more than just getting on the horse. But
Well, and any red-blooded kid in America worships horses. So I would suspect you get pretty good turnout for that.
Well, and in her professional life, she also works with kids. And so this is just another extension of her talents.
Oh, great.
I hope this is real successful. I've had the good fortune of spending quite a few hours at horseback, and it's was days ago a wonderful way to spend some time. And one of the best vacations I ever had was packing into the mountains with horses and staying up there 10 days, riding trails and so forth. And it's an interesting experience and a great time. But these youngsters that are in here, odds are that very few of them will ever get to have that privilege. But learning to be around horses and enjoy them, learning how to take care of them, grooming.
Rita does have also other farm animals, so whoever goes over to take those classes is going to be exposed to some other animals as well. So that's a plus for that particular
Very
program.
good. I like this woodworking too. Gosh, that gives a person an awful lot of pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a couple
hands-on
of projects.
experience.
Yes. We've worked with Dave Boyd. He's going to be our lead carpenter in this. And we need you to sign up because there's only so many spots at the workbench, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to we're just before Father's Day, so we're going to make something pretty special for Dad, and we're going to make something for Mom, because we don't want to forget either one of them. And it's going to involve, a little bit of artwork there, and some creative thinking, and you'll have something to take home with you.
Well, that's
Actually, you'll come back and pick it up tomorrow, because the paint's got to dry.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the car with something with wet paint on it. Your mother and dad be awfully cross. That is for sure. Well, you've sure got a busy time coming up for you all summer long, haven't you?
We do have.
Now, let's talk about how people can go about... now, the catalogs came in the mail.
They came out in the local paper and the shopper. And they're available online and at our website, LincolnParkDistrict.com. And they're available throughout the building.
Well, let's talk about people choosing something that they enjoy and signing up for it. How do you go about that?
Well, you can come out and do the paperwork with us in person. You can, a lot of times we'll just do it over the phone with you, and you can mail payment in. We take credit card, debit, and we not only take it, we hand it back to you.
And there's registration forms in the brochure as well, so you can mail that in with your payment if you'd like to do that as well.
And online, I'm sure you have registration.
We don't do online registrations at this point. I know.
You and I are the only people in the world.
That's one of my next goals, Judy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go with you.
There's a course we could have at the Park District. Computer Skills 101, telling you how to get online.
For people like me. Bill is a wizard, and I can't even spell computer.
Spell with a C, not a K.
I do want to mention, too, since we haven't had the pool, and this is our third summer without it, the community's kind of really come to bat and helped us out with activities for the kids during the summer. Of course, the YMCA has an awesome day camp program, which they've run for years and years and years. The city, the last couple of years, and I've talked to the mayor this year, and they will do the same thing. They've had the fire department go out to area parks on those really hot days and hose down the kids.
Yeah.
So that's been popular. In the past couple of summers, we worked with Lincoln College. They've made their pool available to us. They're doing some work on their pool this year, so we won't have access to that. But I do know that Sean Taylor out at Logan Lanes is offering free bowling, I think up to 2 games every day for kids this summer. So that's
a very nice
it's
thing.
It's a very nice thing to do, and we certainly
Those are
appreciate
nice
their help.
people out there.
Kudos
They're very
to
good
Sean
people, so we
and his
appreciate their
partner.
support in making fun opportunities for the kids this summer.
Amen. That's great. Now you've got your regular exercise program going where Bill is the star.
He is the star.
He is the star. And
You're
that
smoking funny ones again this morning.
that runs right along. Let's talk about the hours for that and the benefits of that.
The Fit Zone.
Fit Zone, we've got a great staff. Jackie Pavlik is our fitness director out there. We're open every day from 5 in the morning till 10 in the evening. And we have a full array of fitness classes that are free if you're a member. There's a small charge if you're not. Of course, we have our cardio area, our heavier weight area. very popular place. We're going to have, in just a few days, 7 of our treadmills are being replaced with new treadmills. So I know everybody who works out will be thrilled to see that. It's just an awesome opportunity, I think, for everybody in the community. Wellness is so important. We kind of a lot of times put that on the back burner, but it saves in the long run on health care, and obesity is such a problem now, not only in Lincoln, but all around the country. So we
wasn't Logan County #1 in the state or something like that? We won. We are the fattest county in the state. That's been a couple years ago. I'm hoping we made strides in improvement on that. But it isn't a big issue, so it's important to get the kids out there as well. We've got a lot of open court space. We just want everybody to come out and take advantage of it.
And I know that my former neighbor, little Hillary Hogler, is now working out there as an instructor.
She is. She's an instructor and a personal trainer.
And that comes because she has considerable educational background in that. I think she got her degree in that, as I remember.
Right. She's been at, I think, Gold's Gym.
Yeah, I'd like to point out.
Oh, is that right? She's a wonderful girl.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she is a good kid. You know, you don't have to go out to that recreational center to learn how to lift weights, for goodness sakes. There are those of us who find it difficult to pick up a 10-pound weight. But it's a matter of using judgment. And if you don't go near the weights at all, you go out there and just even walk.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, you've got a great spot to walk in that gymnasium out there with 4 courts wide. Plenty of
great space to walk, and we have an awesome senior membership and senior clientele out there who, I mean, those senior fitness classes are just door-to-door people, and it's exciting to see them to keep moving, because you have to, no matter what age you are. So
even when the health fair was going on out there, the people, by golly, they got their schedule for walking, and they were walking.
They were going to walk, yeah.
More power to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the wind their ways in and around the tables and so forth.
They did that while we were setting up, but they were not going to walk.
Good for them.
Exactly.
Good for them.
Well, we all have our different time schedules to go out there, and you kind of meet the same group at the same time. And if you vary and come in a little later, you meet some new people, which is a good thing, too. The community gets, and it's community of citizens, after all, that's what we're all about here. They really get a good bang for the buck that is spent on our taxes for the Lincoln Recreation Association. It isn't just a building out there. There's a lot of activity going on. Obviously, you can see this with this program that we have used as our guidelines this morning. There's a lot of preparation, a lot of thought. And we appreciate the fact that Roy Logan and Marcia Greenslate would take the time this morning to come up here and visit with us about an important part of our community. Judy is, you might remember, Roy and Marcia, I try to come up with some closing comment about exercise or football or basketball or reading books or whatever the subject of the day is. I found one about exercise that says, statistics show what really happens when you exercise daily. You die healthier.
Well, there's no arguing with that.
There you go. Thank you for Viewpoint.